I'm Jenny Robertson, founder of the On Purpose Woman Global Community and founder and publisher of On Purpose Woman magazine. This is the speaker portion of our Connections After Hours gathering of the On Purpose Woman Global Community. Sandra Lee is speaking on Make Anything Possible. When I'm stuck, there's an inner 6-year-old flipping my circuit breakers. Sandra asks, is an inner 6-year-old girl holding you back? Sandra had the best of intentions to keep up with bookkeeping all throughout 2023. Did it happen? No, because when that calendar appointment came around, she deleted it. Her inner 6-year-old pulls the circuit breaker on whatever makes her feel uncomfortable, so things just don't get done. Sandra will share with us about the Make Anything Possible MAP method. The MAP can clear the trauma from your memories, freeing you up to take action where you've previously been stuck. Sandra will also share about the Big Dreams program, her new way for you to get clear about your big life goals and be in action manifesting them. You can also find out more at Sandra's website, miracleinspirations.com. And for those of you watching this, you can also see that in the text of this video. Sandra, thank you for being here.
So much
So
fun.
much fun. I'm going to disappear now and let you have the spotlight.
Thank you, all of you wonderful women, for being here to listen to me today and for thinking about that question I had you explore. What do you do when you get stuck? And how do you feel? Let me tell you the story about my inner 6-year-old. I was 6 years old, sitting on the floor with one of those little spiral notebooks and the fat pencil. And I was tallying the number of times I got in trouble during the day. And I used to promise myself, I am never going to speak again. And of course, I completely failed in that promise to myself because it's impossible to not speak. When I was young, I got in trouble all of the time, and it felt like everything I did and said was wrong. When I later had some education, landmark education, I realized that the story that was at the bottom of everything for me was I'm bad and I hurt people. I'm bad and I hurt people. And anytime something wasn't going the way I wanted it to, I don't know how. What am I doing? They don't like me. At the bottom of it was I'm bad and I hurt people. Today, we are going to look at, for you, what happens when you get stuck, when you have this problem, and then how do you get out of it? My intention is that by the end of the talk today, you are going to have new strategies to be able to help yourself get out of that stuck place. I'm going to give you a case study, my client Renee, and look at how the things that I do, human design, the MAP method, make anything possible, and biofield tuning, how I use them all together to help my clients get out of that stuck place and be able to move forward. I am Sandra Lee. Women healers, coaches, and ex-corporate professionals hire me to grow their business because most are overwhelmed, scattered, and don't have enough clients. So I help them to identify opportunities for increasing their income fast, structure their business for sustainable growth, and tap into and enhance their intuition. Bottom line, they increase their impact and income. Change happens one action at a time. So let's introduce you to Renee. This is Renee. And I asked her if I could take the picture of her because of the beautiful flowers that she has in her background. And of course, I snapped the picture when her eyes were closed. So things don't always go the way we intend them to go. Renee wanted to start a business. She wants to start a business making flower formulas, but she wasn't doing it. She was in her job and she really didn't have much confidence. She didn't believe in herself. And there were all these challenges and difficulties that came up in her work that she wanted some help with. She started off wanting to talk to me about human design. Human design says a huge amount about the themes that are going to run in your life. The gifts, the contributions you make, the ways that you're special, and the lessons that you attract into your experience. So I decided to do both human design and also to do the MAP method, make anything possible, to help her get out of those emotional stuck places that she got really stuck in and was holding her back, both in accomplishing what she wanted to in her work, and it was holding her back from moving forward with starting this flower frequencies company that she wants to start. Renee really found that our work together, working with Sandra, was transformative for my personal and professional life. I think you've heard the saying, how you do one thing is how you do everything. The things that go on in my personal life have a big impact on my ability to be successful in business, or in her case, in her job, or starting a new company, starting a new venture. So helping her work with this was a really big step. And something that has happened that's been very significant is she is much more confident in herself and in her work. So we started off with human design and helping her understand her purpose, but a really big part of it was something called strategy. In human design, how you were designed to enter into things, how you were designed to start things is called your strategy. And when you don't understand about your strategy, you can be bumping up against the walls and doing things in a way that's not very smooth and effective. For Renee, she is what we call a projector. And projectors need to receive invitations to do things. Helping her understand the dynamics of invitations and how to work with invitations. What is an invitation? What's not an invitation? Do I respond? Do I say yes? Do I say no? Helping her sort all of that out and develop practical ways to help her know how to deal with these relationships with people, the things that people ask her to do, and when she wants to do something on her own. All of those, helping her understand her human design chart, made so much difference in that. It enabled her to be able to take these relationships at work. All of these things would come up. So, for example, issues with taking care of other people. She was obsessive about needing to take care of other people and not taking care of herself. Asking for what she wanted. She really had a struggle with that. And she felt like nobody saw her. Nobody recognized her. So from a human design perspective, helping her understand why all of those experiences happened to her helped her make sense of them. Rather than go into my head as like, and run these inner 6-year-old types of stories, it enabled her to create some space for herself and to be able to stay present, stay conscious, stay aware, and make choices. So we looked at human design first. Then we started doing the MAP method, the Make Anything Possible method. That is how I help people do a lot of this get unstuck thing. So remember, I said at the beginning that I am going to give you some practical strategies to help you when you get stuck. Here's the first one. Pause. And I say breathe. If you have the presence of mind to breathe and take a step back, it's like, wait a minute, I'm reacting here. What is it I am feeling? Giving yourself that space to pause is the first step. Breathe and pause. Now, it's really important step. If you can't get yourself to do that, then nothing else is going to be possible for you to change and shift. So the first step is breathe. The second step is awareness. What's going on over here? What are my thoughts? What are my feelings? What am I reacting to? What happened? Take all of that craziness and step back and say, what's going on? What am I reacting to? How is it I am feeling? Really big part for you to be aware of what's going on is what enables you to then choose something different. And then here is another very powerful question. How old do you feel? When I asked Renee this question, she was not feeling like they were seeing her. They weren't appreciating her. They weren't acknowledging her. She said, I feel like I am 3. I've already shared with you about my inner 6-year-old. So think about for yourself. When these challenges come up, you're stuck. You don't know what to do. You don't know how. People aren't hearing it, whatever it is that goes on for you. How old do you feel? When I ask my clients this, it helps to change everything. Because I go about life expecting myself to be an adult. And I expect all the people around me that they're adults. In reality, I think that we're just a bunch of little kids pretending to be adults. Can you relate to that? So imagine that man over there, there's a 6-year-old over there, and I've got my 6-year-old over here, and we're pretending to be logical, make sense, to do things in a way that is like, well, of course, how my adult self would do it when I'm calm. If I expect myself when things are challenging to be an adult, it's kind of unreasonable. Does that make sense? So if you can breathe, be aware, and then say, how old am I? That alone, a lot of times, is enough to enable people to, oh, wait a minute, and just pause and then make another choice. So my 3 steps are breathe, awareness, which includes how old am I, and then choose. Choose something different. So as I am working with Renee, and she brings to me these situations coming from her work situation, and she says, they're not recognizing me. They're not they're not recognizing the difference that I am making. They're not seeing me. Or they're not asking me for this, or they're not, whatever it is she's got going on. I say, I've got her so in the moment, she is more able to pause. She has trained herself to not run down the track. The way I describe it is, when I am, bam, reacting, I jump into the rut and I'm down the track. If I can, when I'm in the track going down, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Pause and get myself out of the rut. Then I've broken the cycle, changed my pattern, given myself a new option. And once I am out of the rut, or not jumping into the rut in the first place, it's like, in the past, this is how I would have responded. My inner 6-year-old is shutting me down. You know what? I don't even do that right now. Inner 6-year-old, you'll be okay. I am going to do this. So it enables me to get out of reacting and make a different choice. Can you see how that's going to be powerful for you? To give yourself more options to be able to pull out of that cycle. So in the MAP method, what we're doing is once we identify what's going on, what's reacting, how the childhood is coming in, MAP helps us to be able to clear the trauma from the memories. To take all of the stuff that I'm reacting to, all of the evidence that's been there for my whole life, and enable me to pull all that trauma out of there and be able to be present as myself, no longer reacting. The MAP method has been phenomenal at freeing me up. Like Ginny was talking about, I wouldn't do my bookkeeping, right? Because I was in a child reacting place. I was 6, helpless. Clearing all that stuff out, one day after a MAP session, I went and I did all the bookkeeping. All of it. Because I was no longer the child making the decisions. When you're really stuck, who is making the decisions? It's the child. So when I am doing MAP, I am also working with biofield tuning, using the tuning forks and the sound to help things move through more effectively and easily. So I do this combination of human design, make anything possible, and biofield tuning. At the end, I'm going to give you an opportunity to have a conversation with me about possibly helping yourself with these methods. So, working with this MAP to diffuse the things that come up. So it's like I said, Renee, because she started off really pretty lacking confidence, not standing up for herself, not asking for what she needed, what she wanted, not expressing herself. Because we have taken all these things, these child reactions, and giving her new options. Now she is standing up for herself. She is asking for what she needs. And in that situation I mentioned where she said, they're not seeing me, they're not appreciating me. The reality was that the company was actually taking her suggestions that she had made about how to handle the staffing. They weren't coming to her because there was nothing for them to change about what she was doing. They were actually following her recommendations that she had made. But because she was over here in a childhood, it's like they don't see me place, she didn't realize that it was actually a powerful acknowledgement of the value that she had provided. The truth is that they have been more and more acknowledging her for the contribution that she's making. She is doing a better job. And she is more confident. She is standing up for herself. She is becoming more and more powerful. And in our last session together, she said, I'm bringing you all these little things that come up during work. And she realized that in doing this, she was bringing up into our sessions all of the things that were inconsistent. All of the things that were blocking her, that were in her way, and that she is refining her frequency. She's becoming more operating on subtle energy levels. And she recognized that she needs to do this, have this refinement, for her to be able to tune into the flowers that she really wants to work with. Because she wants to make flower formulas that work on that very subtle frequency to support people in whatever it is that they are stuck in, whatever health thing they have go on, whatever stress. So it's like to be able to make the kind of formulas using these resources, these frequencies, she needs to be refined herself to be able to sense those things. So she realized that as we do these layers of work, she is becoming more and more her true self and able to stand up for herself. And we've only been working for a couple of months. So she has had amazing transformation occur in a short period of time. So breathe, awareness, and choose. Those are your 3 practical steps to help you get through things more easily when you are stuck. And when you apply those, I would love to hear back. Hey, how did that go? Did that help you? I have Freedom from Chaos, Clarify Your Path discovery calls that I invite you. Because if you have things that you want to be out there in the world accomplishing, might some of this work that I've been talking about with Renee be helpful for you? I am Sandra Lee, intuitive sound and energy healer. Women healers, coaches, and ex-corporate professionals hire me to grow their business because most are overwhelmed, scattered, and don't have enough clients. I help them to identify opportunities for increasing their income fast, structure their business for sustainable growth, and tap into and enhance their intuition. Bottom line, they increase their income and impact. Thank you for listening to my story. You have any questions?
Sandra, I want to wrap up the recording and then we'll take questions off record, okay, if anybody wants to ask
Yes.
something. So everyone who's with us here on Zoom, unmute yourselves so we can applaud Sandra and she can actually hear us saying, great job, Sandra.
Great job.
Sandra.
Yes.
Yay.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Sandra. And thank you anyone who's watching this live or the replay. If you want to join us for one of our Zoom gatherings or an in-person gathering in Columbia, Maryland or Tallahassee, Florida, go to my website, opwgc.com, where you can find out all about our community and the magazine. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, everybody.